Good afternoon, preschool friends. It's Miss Karen again, here to do a quick math lesson with you. We are going to be learning about patterns, which we have already talked about at school, and we've already been doing some patterns at school. So some of this may be just us revisiting things we've already done, but you can do these at home with some different things. So the first pattern type we're going to do is called an AB pattern. And so in this particular activity, we're going to use spoons and forks. Everybody probably has some of those at their house, whether they're metal forks or plastic forks and spoons, it doesn't matter. But if you have some of those at your house, you can go ahead and gather those now, or you can practice after we get finished. So here we go. So we're going to start out with let's start out with a fork, okay? So we're going to start out with a fork. So I have a fork here, and I'm going to lay that down here on my towel that I've laid out, okay? And so I'm going to do a fork, and then I'm going to do a spoon, okay? And then I'm going to do another fork, because it's an AB pattern, so it means we change every other object. So fork, spoon, fork. What's going to come next? A spoon, right? So now we're doing fork, spoon, fork, spoon. Then what would come next? A fork. Good. And then what? Another spoon. And then, last but not least, another fork. So you guys see our AB pattern? We got fork, spoon, fork, spoon, fork, spoon, fork. So that's an AB pattern. All right. So you guys practice that. Now we're going to do one called an ABB pattern. And in the ABB pattern, you do one object, two objects, one object, two objects. So we're going to do apples and oranges, okay, in this pattern. So I have some apples and oranges here. We're going to start with an apple, okay? I'm going to lay that down. So we're going to do an apple, then an orange. And since we're doing an ABB pattern, we're not going to do another apple, but we're going to do another orange. Remember I said one object and then two objects. So it's apple, orange, orange. What would come next? Right, we would go back to another apple. So we have apple, orange, orange, apple. Then we're going to do orange, orange again. So we have apple, orange, orange, apple, orange, orange. Then what? Another apple. Good. And then finally, we'll finish up with two more oranges. Let me make a little room here. Okay. So now you can see what we've done. Apple, orange, orange, apple, orange, orange, apple, orange, orange. I'm going to try to pull this back so you guys can see how we did our pattern. So that's called an ABB pattern. So you guys practice that at home. And if you don't have apples and oranges, that's okay. You can use any materials you can find as long as you're doing it in an ABB pattern. So you can ask your parents to help you. And I want you guys to practice the AB pattern and the ABB pattern today. Okay? All right, guys. I'll see you back again tomorrow. Hope you'll have a wonderful evening. Air hugs. Mwah. Bye.